What? Hi people, welcome back. If it's your first time, my name is Da-hye and this is Despite Them. Today we're doing a quick review of episode 19 of Exchange Transit Love. I don't know what's going on with my voice. Be sure to do all the right things and let's just dive on into it. I almost forgot. Oh my god, guys, why did I forget? Because I started the video weird, so I lost my plan. I apologize for my last video. I was very whiny and I hate being whiny. I hate when people are whiny and I hate being whiny. I'm not apologizing for my emotions. I think my emotions and how I was feeling throughout the episode, they were valid. I just didn't like how whiny I was. Even when I was editing, I was like, oh my gosh, shut up, girl. You know? And I don't even mean that like detrimentally. I don't speak to myself that way. But I was like, you need to calm the F down. It's not that serious, you know? I really went in hard on SK2, which yes, I think in that episode, no, in the last couple episodes, she definitely annoyed me for sure. But I also need to remember, which I totally threw away in the last episode. These are real people and it's real scenarios. So, especially for them, it's real. It's not like Too Hot to Handle or Love is Blind where they bring strangers, you know, and they meet and then emotions are flying and there's a lot of production in it. Even if there's production in this, these people knew each other. They have ties to each other. They have invested blood, sweat, and tears in their exes, you know. So I needed to remember that. And when I started this episode, I was way calmer than I was. I don't know what was going on that day, honestly, but I can't blame it on the day. So I apologize for the over whininess of the video. It wasn't, I didn't like it, so yeah, I'm sorry you guys had to deal with that. The episode continues with the exes dates. I didn't even watch the last, if I'm being honest. After the truth or dare, I kind of just shut it off. I was like, I think it was Kwante and EJ's date, right? Right? I think so. I think so. And then Hui and Haewon also had a date in that one. But this one starts out with MH and SJ. And honestly, the date looked fun. It looked fun. They took them. I think it was a right choice to choose a date and a scenario that they were both comfortable with. So their date was at an ice skating rink. And maybe because I love ice skating, like for me, that was such a fun idea, fun event for them. But also they used to be professional ice skaters, so it took the pressure off doing anything new or learning anything or stuff like that. So I think that really helped them a lot. Do I think they should be together? No. If they do choose to stay together though, I think they will benefit from couples counseling. They are way too early in the relationship. What, 3 months that they were together? Way too early to be sniping at each other and one upping each other the way they do right now. So yeah, I don't know. They seem to really like each other though. She seems to love him, which begs the question, why not communicate rather than break up with him and then come and give him a hard time on the show. Like, there's just levels to the complexities of their relationship, and I'm not interested. I wish them well though. I'm excited to see what the choices are. I'm going to be watching that immediately right after I'm done. Sorry, right after I'm done with this review, I'm going to be watching the final episode. So next was Yujong and CJ, and I wrote down pouty because Yujong was very pouty throughout this thing. It was a different side of Yujong that we haven't really seen before, and yeah, I was surprised because it was very baby talk, very like whiny, not too whiny, not like, but pouty is the word because everything she was saying through a pout. And I feel like Yujong wants CJ, but CJ is not showing anything different than what they already had in their relationship. So she's like, if you cannot change, what am I doing here? I want you to show me that you can change and I will choose you. But if you don't do that, then there's no point in choosing you. So there were no tears in their on their dates, and as soon as they got the text message for them to pick a secret or choose a final date, other than their ex, those text messages were sent quickly. Yu Jung obviously chose Ju-won, and CJ chose what a magica. CJ chose Da-hye. He said that he wanted to clear up some things with Da-hye. I don't remember who MJ and SJ chose. I honestly wasn't reading it. If I'm being honest, I skipped through the talking part of their date. The fun part was the ice skating ring, and that was all I liked. Next was SK and Ju-won. And my one word description for this day was emotional, because it was emotional. And it really was. Everybody was crying. He was crying, she was crying. Like, they really did go down memory lane. And you know what the relationship, the date showed me though? It showed me that Ju-won 100% came here to get back with SK. I know we kind of already knew that, but because he was developing feelings for Yu Jung and it seemed like they were coupling up, I kind of gave up on the idea that he was still into SK, but he never let it go. SK, on the other hand, I don't think she wants. I feel like she's hanging on to the idea of like what they had, but also hanging on to the hurt. She can't let that last argument go. And it's like, if you can't let it go, then let him go. You can't have both. You can't have him and punish him for the rest of his life. I had to learn this even in my own relationship and my marriage. Like, when you say I've forgotten something, then forget it and forgive it and let it go. So, like, I understand her being hot about the argument and about the words that he used. Yes, yes, have your feelings, girl. That is all fine and good. But if you say you forgive him and you want him back, then let it go. Or you let the poor boy go, because he can't let her go. He can't. I still think that he will choose her in episode 20. I really still do. I'm hoping he doesn't, but I think he will. I think he will. Can they choose themselves? I know I asked this before, but nobody really answered me. Is that an option? Because this is my first season, so I don't really know, how it all works out in the end. Can they choose themselves? Can they choose to be single and walk out alone? Because if that's not an option, they should make it an option. Anywho, for their own last dates, SK chose Kwangtae, of course, and Ju-won chose what? Where did that come from? Ju-won chose Yu Jung. Last final date was Da-hye and Dong-jin. And I wrote, it started out familiar, but it ended very sad. Woof. If I had any tears left to cry, I would have cried, honestly. And I mean, I say that because I just finished Goblin 2 days ago, and I've still not recovered. I haven't cried like that since my mom's burial. And yeah, I don't want to even think about it because I'm going to cry again. Woo! Goblin cracked something in me. But moving on, Da-hye and Dong-jin. Yeah, it was very familiar when she got into the car when they were driving. She even said that it's been a while since she's been in his car. It was wholesome. After their date, after the whole thing, I want them to be together because I feel like they will benefit from couples counseling. Because do you guys remember an episode, I think it was 2 or 3, whenever they did their reveal, their exes reveal that Da-hye and Dong-jin were exes. And he had explained how they couldn't do a lot of things because, she was a K-pop star. I don't think Da-hye has been a popular K-pop star for a while now. So my question even then was, why can't they start doing the things that they couldn't do while she was in the thick of her popularity? Like, what takes it away? I'm pretty sure that K-pop stars are allowed to have, maybe not, maybe not. I can't speak to it because I don't really know the culture. And somebody explained that because they provide the fantasy, it takes it away if they have spouses. But it still doesn't make sense to me. People are still thirsting over the actors and actresses of this world, and they are married with children, but people still thirst for them, so it doesn't make sense to me. So maybe that's something that they need to address. Again, I don't know 100% what it is, the culture, and how that all plays into it. But if that's the case, they need to address that and be like, yes, they can still be sex symbols even if they are in committed relationships. In fact, that should even make them more thirst traps. Personally, because you're like, oh, they can commit too. So if I can get in there, maybe I can get them to commit too, you know? Like if you're a psycho thinking along those lines. But moving on. The day was very sad. When Dong-jin broke down and you really realize that this man has not let her go. And if that's the case, why, oh why? Why, oh why would you waste time giving her the silent treatment? He was way too cold to her, way too cold. I knew he was dealing. I knew it in my bones. There's something about the two of them together and the two of them individually that I identify with. I've not been in a 13-year relationship where we had to break up, you know. I've never been a K-pop star. But there's just something about them that I identify with and I understand. So even in the beginning when he was being cold, and in the middle when he was being a dick, I was like, this guy is dealing and he's not dealing properly. Da-hye crying in the beginning, honestly, she got it out of her system, and that's why even at this date she was more composed than him, especially in the beginning, because she had already dealt with it. She had processed it in the first week of being in the house. He had not. So now everything is like, it has built up to the point where the bottle wants to burst, you know. And it did. He started crying, like he just couldn't handle it, because the day ended with them like taking couple pictures, and they never got to do that while they were dating. So I think that, and her saying that, you know, she expected that they would get married in the end, all of that kind of like just, yeah, it unclicked something in my poor man, and he is not dealing properly, considering that they only have, the next day they're making their decisions. I don't know that the final X date should be the day before they make their decisions. I think that just clouds things. They should do an X date in the beginning, they should do an X date in the middle, and then they can do one in the end. I feel like, or if anything, they can do one in the beginning and then one like maybe 5 days to the final decision. I don't think a day before the final decision is good. I don't think it's good for anybody's mental health, to be honest. I'm just being honest. So yeah, that his last request from him was a hug, and in the hug she broke down. She started crying. He couldn't hold her. He said that he couldn't hug her with his whole heart because he knew that it will just make things harder for him. One thing I appreciate about him in this is that he is definitely putting himself first. He said that he wants to, and he is. And now people might look at that as him being selfish, but honestly, for his peace of mind and his sanity, I think I agree. Because he has always put her feelings first. He has always put her first. She has always come first in everything. And not that there's not anything wrong with that, but he doesn't know how to process his own things because he has never been first. So him protecting himself, I was okay with that. I really was, because yeah, mental health matters, man. People, mental health matters, and these people are one step away from the cliff. All of them. The only person who I think doesn't even care at all is EJ, I think. Is her name EJ? I don't know. Kwante's ex. That's the only person that I think that is just coasting throughout this. She don't care about her ex. She hasn't found any love partner. Nothing. Like, so she's just chilling like a villain. She is. But everybody else is one step away from going off a cliff. So then they switch over to the final dates, which makes no sense to me that they have their ex dates and final dates on the same day. It's too much. It is just too much. How are they supposed to process those emotions? I thought that was bonkers. Was it great TV? Yes, but it is bonkers. So they started off with SK and Kwante, and unfortunately it started out it didn't start out great, because he handed her a gift that she had initially bought for Ju-won. So that just reminded her of her ex, where she had just been crying like throughout the entire date, like maybe an hour ago, if anything. So that wasn't a good start, but it ended very nicely. Honestly, I feel like these people wanted to kiss each other. I think that if the cameras were off, Kwante would have kissed her and she would have let him. There was a time that she was looking into his eyes and I was like, oh, it's okay, please. I'm gonna kiss you if you keep looking at him like that. Like, it was so flirty. So flirty. And I can't be mad at it. I know that it might not be, I don't think it's healthy, especially because I don't think that she has properly dealt with the whole thing that happened with Juwon. She hasn't really come to terms with if that relationship has truly ended or not, because the balls are in her court right now, honestly. SK holds the Mumu button in her hand. She knows, yeah, press it, he's gonna come running. So I don't know that jumping into a relationship right now is good for anybody. And I think that, I don't know, I think Kwante needs to grow up a little bit, to be honest. I think he gets pouty when he doesn't get his way. And I feel like maybe he's still a little childish, but yeah, but he seems to like her. So you know what? I guess get it where you can. Cause what else am I gonna say? Moving on to CJ and Da-hye, and I wrote down it was enlightening because they finally found closure. He finally expressed himself to her about, the whole situation and how she made him feel. And it's exactly what I said. He found comfort in her because he could talk to her freely about his relationship, and she was a safe space for him to go and deal with a lot of things that he was dealing with when it came to Yu Jong. So I don't know what Da-hye wanted. I'm not really sure. But yeah, I'm not sure if Da-hye wanted a relationship with him or not. But the two of them are most definitely not over their exes at all. DJ and Haewon, it was so awkward. So awkward. The beginning was so awkward. Haewon wasn't even like, I don't think she was there in spirit. I think she was just there physically. Her eyes looked dead. And it's like, if you're not interested, tell the man you're not interested and get out of Dodge. But it got better after the BS, I think. After that, they started talking a little more. He expressed what he had been feeling throughout the entire, show, and how his feelings for her had developed. He also told her that it's all new for him. It's all like the first time, and so he was scared, which is such a manly thing to do. Honestly, DJ is a man's man. Now, do I think that Haewon is for DJ? No. I think that she will drive him mad. Honestly, if he wants to date someone, if I had to choose somebody other than Da-hye for him, because I'm team DJ and Da-hye now. In the beginning, I was like, no, they shouldn't, because he was being cold, and he really did seem like he didn't want her back. Even though I knew he was dealing, but there was no way to prove to you guys that I knew he was dealing without people coming for me because I was defending Dong-jin. I'm on board for them to get back together. They just need a little couples counseling, maybe a lot, and I feel like they will have a spectacular relationship, honestly. So anybody, if I wanted to choose somebody other than Da-hye for DJ, I think it would either be EJ. I think he needs a mature woman. It's not working. It's not working. No, I don't think it will work between them. So I hope that he doesn't choose her. We'll talk about my predictions later. Last but not least was Yu Jong and Juwon, and for me it felt one-sided, and it's been like that since Juwon had that fight conversation with SK like 4 nights ago or whatever. Yu Jong was expressing herself a lot. She was saying how, she's fascinated by him. She was very expressive about her feelings for him. He would smile and nod, but if you guys listen to the conversation, he never once said anything along those lines of, he would say me too, but me too can mean anything for me. Like, he was never like directly expressive with his emotions for Yu Jong. And I didn't like that. I get it that he's still on the fence, but yeah, I didn't like that because she's still on the fence too. But she's being honest about her emotions, and he wasn't being truly direct. I don't know what Juwon is thinking. I really don't trust it. I don't trust it. I can't say I don't trust him. I don't know, but I don't trust it. Whatever he's thinking, I don't trust it. And he did ask her to meet after the show, and I was like, what does that mean? What does that mean? if you choose her, then why would you need to ask her to meet you after the show? What does that mean? I don't know. My girl, I don't know. Usually, I don't know. Anyhow, later on, everybody gets back home. People are breaking off to have conversations with their exes because they couldn't really finish the conversations on their ex dates because they didn't, watch a magica. It did not. They didn't have enough time. So Yuzhong is torn. She's talking to Da-hye and she's like, okay, can you go wake CJ for me because I need to talk to him because I can't decide between him or Ju-won. They cut to DJ and he finally opens the breakup package that Da-hye sent him. The breakup package from episode 1. And it was, they call them flower shoes. Apparently when the guys go off to serve, if their girls wait for them, they give them, it's a present saying like, kind of like, thank you for waiting for me. And he broke down in his one-on-one interview because he said that when he gave her the shoes, he said, I will, thank you for waiting for me and I promise to make you happy or something like that. And he broke those promises, and yeah, the dude he didn't sleep. I don't think he slept because in the preview for the next episode, they show him still thinking about it and he was just sitting up. And I don't think he got a wink of sleep at all. I feel bad for him and I don't know what kind of decision he's going to make in episode 20, but I'm definitely interested to see and I'm excited to see what he does. Predictions for choices. I think SJ will choose MH and MH will choose SJ. I think So-kyung will choose Kwante and Kwante will choose So-kyung. Now So-kyung might be the curveball here. I'm not really sure, but I'm feeling that that's where she's going because I don't think she really wants to be back in a relationship with Ju-won. He even said it, I think, after the whole thing, when they were all back, they were talking and he said it. He said that he asked her, am I somebody that you can easily walk away from? Because he had never walked away from her, but it seemed like she always kept walking away from him. And I'm like, if you know this, why are you punishing yourself? Why? He keeps giving her opportunities to hurt him. And at some point, you can't blame SK anymore, I'm just saying, it's a complicated thing, but like, he keeps going back for more, almost like he's got like this need for her to hurt him. And I'm like, it's just so complicated, honestly. It's sad is what it is. It's sad is what it is. I think that Da-hye will choose DJ will choose Haewon, but Haewon will choose Hui-hyun. That's just what I feel. And then I think CJ will choose Yuzhong, but Yuzhong will choose Ju-won and Ju-won will choose SK. That's what I think. That's my predictions for choices. I am happy to be proven wrong. I am very happy to be proven wrong. Somebody said there's a lot, like there were some surprising choices. So I'm excited to watch it. I'm going to watch it now. J.E. Jong-yun. I kept calling her EJ in the last time. I knew it wasn't right, but I couldn't remember the right thing. It's so awkward between them. Woof! So what do they do now?
끝났네.
오케이.
되게 금방 끝났다.
Woof.
너무 금방 왔으니까.
Okay, she meant the show. Oh! That's how the final decisions are done?
좀 내려볼게요.
그래. 가.
Oh my.
우리야.
이따가 볼 수 있으면 보자.
Oh my god, this is so clinical. Well, I guess, yeah, they knew already. He knew. She made it very clear that she was not interested in getting back with him. Oh dear. Oh, this one is going to be heavy. Oh, I have goose pimples and they haven't even done anything yet. Gosh. This one is going to be hard. He brought the book that she gave him, right? I made notes in. This man is tied to that woman for life. Honestly, if I filter my feelings really well, which I did yesterday, I realized that I wasn't really mad at SK, but I was mad at Juwon. Oh, she's confessing to Juwon.
저는 최종 선택 주원이에요.
Oh, she's so brave.
뭐가 C인 건지
Knowing.
모르겠어요. 볼수록 잘생겼더라고요.
Ah. It's sad, but you know, it is what it is. Is she coming in the car or is he going to her? Is this how it works? I don't know.
여보세요?
He's such a catch if he wasn't like soul tied to SK, honestly. Because if you take away SK and Yujong, they could make a good couple. And also, how is he going to make a relationship with Yujong, even if he chooses Yujong? Like, you know what? I'm just gonna watch it. Oh my god, tell her you're not interested and drive away. You're wasting our time. I love her for this. This is the one time that I've actually appreciated her throughout this entire show. Not like I hated her, but I just didn't care. This was brave, and I respect it. Respect. We already know these ones to choose each other. Do we really care to watch? She's so pretty! I like her. Like, I liked her before her ex got into the house, and then she turned into a different person now. She's going to choose. Are we finally going to see kisses? I want kisses! I know Koreans don't do that, but I want it! You know what to do. Get out of the freaking car. She's going to come out. She knows she's going to come out. Of course she came out. She's head over heels in love with him. And he seems to be in love with her too.
더 이상 오빠한테 제가 그런 존재가 되고 싶지 않았어요. 이젠 아니다라는 생각이 계속 들었던 것 같고.
They do it to me. They're the only ones that do it to me on this show.
저의 선택은 이제 동진 오빠와의 완전한 이별.
Oh, I don't know if that's what she'll actually do, but I don't know if she'll be able to do it when it comes down to it. They're the only ones that get me on this show, honestly. Because I love them individually, and I think I like them together now. I didn't even cry on their dates. I don't know why I'm crying. Ooh, even on the date, I was saying that she will be the one to have to let him go. Because I don't know that he knows how to let her go.
진짜 웃기네.
내가 울어서 오빠를 뭔가 더 힘들게 하지 않겠다고 생각했던 것 같아요.
Oh, it's a hard one.
멀리서 창진 오빠 앉아있는 걸 보니까 그때부터 좀 미치겠더라고요, 마음이.
Damn. And CJ is not even choosing her, so...
많이 흔들렸던 것 같아요. 어떡하지?
눈만 봐도 이 친구가 지금 뭘 원하는지 알고 있으니까 계속해서 저에 대한 감정이 남아 있었거든요. 다혜는.
She'll leave the car, I think. This is it. This is it. It's yes or no, Dong-jin. This is it. It's on you now. It's on you.
가자.
What does he mean? So he means that she should leave the car. I didn't think I still had tears after gobbling, but apparently I do. I don't think her final choice was that CJ. Her final choice was just not DJ. Whew. Okay. It's just sad. It's just sad. It may be the best thing for them, but it's sad. Oh wow. Oh wow. These producers are insane. It was bad enough that they had CJ waiting for Da-hye while Dong-jin was driving her there. But now they're gonna have Yoo-jung waiting for Ju-won while SK is in the car. Crazy. Oh no, they're driving to Kwante. Did he sit there all day?
광태다. 저는 예상했고요. 어느 정도. 제가 좀 이상한 기분이 들었던 것 같아요. 이게 이렇게 되는구나 이런 느낌? 네.
Okay. Question is, are they driving off into that sunset together? Or is she coming down? They didn't even talk.
와, 저 앞에서 저걸 어떻게 듣고
While she's with him?
쎄다.
You should have talked on your way. I don't know why you were crying.
우리 얘기도 못했는데
That was your problem. You should have talked to her on the ride.
속상한
Park one side, Jerry.
느낌이 아니라 좀 아쉬웠죠. 네, 아쉬웠어요.
I don't know what she'll do, people. She's the wild card in this. I have no idea what decision she'll make. I think she'll choose Kwangtae. But let's see. She's a wild card. I've never been able to figure her out. It's because she has not been truly honest, like, with her feelings from the beginning. She suppressed them, so we don't know who she is. Wow. So she's choosing Joan.
아, 그렇구나. 괜찮아, 누나 선택 존중한다고 했으니까.
I had a thought in the last episode, people. I was like, when I realized that it was Joan and I was more pissed off than SK at one point in time, I was like, I hope they stay together and they make each other miserable. They're gonna make each other miserable. Like, you can see the writing on the wall, but it's fine. It's their choice. And I will be very salty about it. Kai, Kwante had a hard time in this house.
고민을 하다가 뭐가 됐던 간에 줘야겠다.
그거 좀 빨리 주시면.
What does he mean by give her something? Is he going to leave the car?
내가 그때도 놓을 것 같은 관계라고 생각을 했었으니까. 근데 그거 너도
That is true. That is true. The moment he can let go, it's done.
진짜?
이건 좀 자기가 내리는 것도 아니고 내리라고.
내리라고 해야 돼?
Oh no! That is mean. He will have to ask her to leave. Woof. Hey, gotcha. Steaks. What you gonna do, bro?
너무 늦게 이해한 거 아니야?
그러니까.
I think he's choosing Yu Jong. I'm not really sure what's going on here. This seems like a farewell to me, unless they're just giving us the roundabout.
가봐야 될 것 같아.
Okay, scratch everything I said about him. I love him. Ah! Don't scratch everything I said about him.
나 여기 버려두고
잘?
어디로 가는데?
몰라.
I am very proud of him. I'm also proud of her for being brave. I just wish she had been brave from episode 1. But I did not. I honestly thought he had done some kind of voodoo to tie his soul to her. So the fact that he's doing this, I'm proud of him. That was a hard choice. I did not think he would make it. I did not think he would make that choice. I don't know what Yu Jung is going to do though. Well, he and Yu Jung belong together. Honestly, I've not seen chemistry like that in a while. Good job. Good job. I'm so proud of him, honestly. Like, so proud. I'm sorry I said you were using Yu Jung. I think he was, but he fooled around and fell in love is what happened. Wow. He had to. She'll be over him in a short while, honestly. Even though like he will always have a place in her heart, I don't think it was that deep for her. But for him, oof. For him it was on another level entirely. You're gonna be alright. You learn from this, okay? You learn. And you put your feelings out there in the next batch. Has she not lied to herself and tried to lie to everybody else, she would, yeah, he would have taken her back instantly. Oh! Alright, there's another triangle. I totally forgot they were on this show. I'm not
마음이 좀 복잡했었는데.
This one, let's pause for a second. This idiot. On his last date with Haewon, he went and told her that his heart fluttered for Sokyung. And I'm screaming at my screen saying, Hui Hyun, what is wrong with you? Filter the things that you say. What? Okay, I vented. Let's just continue. He's so dense. So dense. I've never seen a more clueless man than this man.
편안해진 것 같아요. 그러니까 지금 다시 X를 만나면 더 잘 예쁘게 만날 수 있을 것 같다라는 확신이 좀 들었던 것 같아요.
Then tell her. You have never once said any of this. She's not a mind reader. The girl is so in love with him she can't see straight. But he has never once given her validation. I think he imprinted on Haewon. Because it all started out like, you know, little sister. He just wanted to protect her and take care of her. And then it kind of developed into something else. But I don't think that they will last.
복잡해지지 말라니까 하고 싶은 대로 하고 오라니까. 말은 그렇게 했지만 진짜로 긴장됐죠.
Whoa. Did you see the way she was looking at him? Do you see that?
나 봐봐.
Look at her, you idiot! God, he frustrates me so much. Oh, I forgot to say. Maybe I did. The only thing that I really like about Hui is his voice. He has that cool baritone on that. Oh, yes, his voice. Good. Oh, we gonna have to make that phone call. This instant. Woof. I think if he could drive over Dong-jin, he would right now.
최종 선택으로 너를 연락거든 해가지고
What you doing, girl? What you doing?
계속 어긋났던 그 시간들을 되돌릴 수가 없을 것 같아. 근데 여기서는
She's not choosing him.
그런 모습을 만들어준 게 동진 오빠였던 것 같아.
I feel bad for him now.
동진 오빠.
It's communication. He just doesn't know how to communicate. And even when he tries, he says the wrong thing. it's the right choice for her, but not the right choice for Dong-jin. She does need to leave this boy behind. She does. He needs. Yeah. No. No. You've been on this roller coaster ride long enough. The park is closed. It's the right choice for her, but I don't know if it is for Dong-jin. But I wish them well, I guess. That's all I can do, no? How many couples are still together from season 1 and 2? Oh, maybe don't tell me 2, but season 1. Are there any couples that are still together from season 1? Don't tell me 2 because I want to watch it.
진짜 데려다 주고 말할래.
여자 좀 불편하면 어떻게 해? 응.
See, she's very pouty with him. Cried so much in the last day, like 2 days, I guess. She doesn't cry usually. It's time to drive to where Juwon is.
여기 좀 칠게.
It will break him if she chooses to stay with
마지막에
CJ.
생각나는 방향으로.
It will break him. But he cracked that door open for CJ to slide on in. So it is what it is. I don't know. It's 50-50. I feel like she might choose CJ. Look at the smile.
되게 반가웠고 너무 예뻤던 것 같아요.
Oh, they belong together so much. I don't know what to happen. It's time to give her a call. He's so happy. He definitely fooled around and fell in love. There was an instant attraction between them, but he was still all for SK in the beginning. And then they started talking and he was like, yeah, okay, if SK is ignoring me, let me hang out with you. And they kind of just... Oh, CJ.
네.
고민 많이 했지. 서로 그랬으니까. 안에 있는 동안 너무 다 좋았어가지고.
난 진짜 여기 와서 그 2, 3주 안에 이런 감정을 느낄 줄은 몰랐어. 진짜.
무슨 선택을 했던 정말로 이해해 나도. 너를 안 했으면 더 후회했을 것 같아서.
근데 나는 못 그럴 것 같아.
What?
응, 알아.
What? Young baby!
와, 저 진짜 지금 지금
Wow.
그럴 것 같아.
And he said, get home safely. I'm shocked. A little. I knew it was 50-50.
진짜 고마워. 혹시 지금 모든 걸 잃은 것 같아?
아니? 오히려 난
상진 오빠랑 끊는다는 걸 생각만 해도 너무 슬퍼서 눈물이 나거든요. 그래서 상진 오빠를 선택 안 하면 그게 제가 안 행복할 것 같아.
Okay. I ain't even mad at it, people. I'm shocked a little because I knew it was 50-50. With the way she was crying, I was like, oh, this girl has more feelings for him than we thought.
어떡하지?
출발하면
인사를 해야 되나?
나는 오빠 선택한 거야.
아 진짜.
Wow. You're gonna be alright, baby boo. Just don't go back to SK. That was a good show. I'm sorry that I got all whiny. Like, halfway through the show, guys. I think it's the length of the shows that were like beating me down. But I really enjoyed it. I loved it, honestly. And yeah, the decisions were surprising, but not really. Especially Yujeong. I knew it was going to be 50-50. I didn't think that, especially with the way she was crying in the last one. The crying was too much. Waking him up to have a conversation. Those were all little things that, honestly, yeah, I knew that her decision was probably made and that she was going to go back to him. Or she at least wanted to. And she was just looking for some kind of sign that, you know, he was going to be different in their relationship. Haewon and DJ, I don't know. As long as they're happy, we'll see how that goes. I hope Da-hye finds somebody who will love her as much as she deserves to be loved. I think she's amazing. I think Juwon will find somebody. I think he might actually even date JE for a bit. I feel like that is a possibility. And honestly, that might work out for them in the end. We'll just have to wait and see. Everybody else should be fine. Don't really care. But that was fun. I'm gonna watch season 2 eventually, and yeah. Oh, I just need to prep my mind for the length of each episode. But yeah, thank you to everybody who recommended this show. As always, please recommend some other reality TV shows that I can watch. The international ones are always more engaging, less produced. So if there's any that you guys know about, Japanese, Taiwanese, Thai, Vietnamese, any international shows, Spanish, Brazil, Portuguese, like anyone, I'm willing and able to watch. So please leave those recommendations in the comment section. And thank you again for coming with me on this journey. I love you guys so much. I appreciate you guys so much. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!